For example, in this chart, if you see Jupiter and Moon are together, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
But in between, there are various rules. I told you, na, there are various rules to see, but those are very straightforward. But between Saturn is there because Moon is in 1 degree, Saturn is in 2 degree, Jupiter is in 3 degree. So to meet Jupiter, Moon has to go through Saturn. So in between Saturn is there. So Moon represents mother. Jupiter
Mother.
is the person we are talking about, the native. So there will be deep bonding between Jupiter and Moon. That means deep bonding between the native and his mother. But Saturn is in between. Saturn also represents sadness, frustration, depression. That means mother and the relationship between mother and native would be close, but there would be some kind of frustration also. Mother, we would have some kind of expectation that would not be, fulfilled. But they have deep connection, but they do not. It may happen that they are talking to each other, but in the background, in mind, they have a lot of complaints against each other. Another thing is here Saturn is in between. That means profession will come in between the Moon and Jupiter. That means mother and the native profession will come, and it is clearly visible that due to profession there will be a distance between native and mother. And these formulas, when I will be talking in the next classes, this is going to be very interesting. Even there, today what I have discussed, if you really understand at the basic level, you can predict many chart also. Just
Sir, I
at least
predicted,
your
sir, I
chart.
predicted my son's horoscope.
I didn't get you.
Sir, in my son's horoscope, Jupiter is in 4th house and Ketu is in 11th house.
Okay.
And he's facing some health issues since when he's 3 years old. So I got the answer that when he's 8 years old, he will recover.
Right. So this isn't it so easy to understand?
Very easy, sir.
Yeah, and this kind just always follow the classes, and you will be able to pinpoint all of these charts. And I will request you try to open after 2 or 3 classes. I will request you to open either your own chart or your someone's chart about whom you know very that means to the depth. That means about whom you know everything. Just open that person's chart so that you can understand what I am saying and try to apply that. And if you face any problem, just ask me, sir, this thing is there in this chart, so what is the matter? I'm not getting this rule what or formula what you are telling me. Ask me that time. What will happen that you will be able to learn live. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you rules, and you will start applying those rules in your life chart about whom you know better than anyone.
Sir, Jupiter signifies health for both male and female.
Jupiter is called in Nadi Astrology. Significations matter is there in this module only, in second module only. I believe you have seen it in the last section of the second module.
Yeah.
So that time we will discuss many things about signification. But for now, just know that Jupiter is it's called Jiva Karaka. That means the significator of life in Nadi Astrology.
For male.
So whoever has life,
okay,
that means he will have Jupiter's effect. Male, he has also life. Female, she has also life.
But for female,
but in case of female, you need to combine Venus also. That I will teach you. Female to see female's chart in Parashari also, there is called Stri Jataka. For Stri, there is a book also called Stri Jataka. That means for females there are different rules. There are special rules also. But some people think that female chart means it is same like male. Yes, mostly like male, but not all the things. Okay, some things, some predictions are specifically for females. So that is the reason there is a book called Stri Jatakam. So I will teach you that formula also, that how to combine in case of female nativity, how to combine Venus results with Jupiter's result.
So I have one doubt here.
Yeah.
Jupiter is behind the that is in
Okay.
Virgo.
Okay.
So when you're calculating the health of the child up till Ketu, so you
Mhm.
start from Lagna
No, I'm
progression.
not talking about Ketu only. I am just saying, if there, when I will make the thing clear, what are the enemies and friends relationship between planets, then you will come to know that which planets are barrier in Nadi astrology and which planets are good in Nadi astrology, considered good and considered bad in Nadi astrology. If any planet is creating that barrier, that will create the barrier in life. And the first round of Jupiter represents the child's health.
Yeah.
So it will create barrier in health, in case of health.
Yeah. Sir, if Jupiter was in Leo,
Mhm.
so then it would how would we calculate up till Ketu? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like that. We start from wherever Jupiter is there, that is the first year.
Yeah, first rule.
Okay.
This is the progression. Jupiter is this is a natal progression of Jupiter. Okay,
Okay.
per year. So
Okay.
if for example this Ketu, for example, let me give you the example with this chart only. This is a demo chart, but still Rahu is here and Ketu is here. Now position is completely changed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now understand. Try to understand
Mm.
that in this case,
Mm.
whom first Jupiter will meet whom?
Jupiter.
Rahu, Mars, after that Rahu.
Yeah. First it will meet Mars here, right? Here it will meet Mars. So if there is an enmity, there are two types of enmities. One is, the
Tem-
natural enmity, and another is temporary enmity. Okay. So if we find that Mars is enemy here, Mars is not enemy. Natural, in case of natural enemy, Jupiter's enemy is not Mars. But still, if we find Mars is an enemy, so the child till the fifth year, child will face some issues, physical issues, but not like Ketu, because Ketu is universal barrier in case of Nadi astrology.
Okay.
It's a dangerous barrier. It creates dangerous barrier. That means a very high intensity barrier it creates. Other planets does not create that much barrier like Ketu. How Ketu creates. Okay, so Mars, it will first meet Mars. So it will not be that much bad. Suppose if we take that it is Mars is enemy here, then also it will not be that much bad. It will not give that much bad health like Ketu. But when Jupiter will meet Mars, if it is enemy, if it is counted as enemy, then it will be that means that time at the fifth year, the native will face a lot of problems, physical issues. But after Jupiter will, not lot of, but some. But after Jupiter will cross Mars, it will meet Rahu. Then it will be really serious. Serious health issues we can talk about. Because Rahu and Jupiter are not friend at all, and Rahu is also the second. First barrier is Ketu. First in burial list, first come Ketu, then the Rahu. The Rahu will give serious problem, and even as Mars is in the Rahu's, that means Mars and Rahu, there is a between. There is a between, to a second and 12th relation. So it could happen. There could be a accident or some kind of surgery where the Mars represents, the blood, where some kind of blood loss could be there also. Okay, so we can find many things. There are some rules, there are some various rules. We can find many things. If I tell you so many things right now, you'll become confused. So that is the reason I'm giving you some basic things, teaching you some basic things right now to start the prediction, so that you can start predicting and you start getting the confidence. Okay, so after that it will meet Rahu. After crossing Rahu, then it is free. And as soon as it is meeting Mercury, but we are seeing that due to some physical issues, that his education will get delayed, and the person with this native will start the education at the age of Mercury represents education. As Jupiter will meet Mercury, the native will start his education. It will be little delayed. Because there are a lot of barrier planets. As it will Jupiter will meet Rahu. That time the native will face very bad. That means native will go through very bad phase of health. It could be through accident, or there could be some surgery also, because Mars is involved. And how to find surgery, there are some yogas combinations also that I will talk about later. But for example, I'm telling you here. And as long as it is not crossing Rahu, it is not meeting, Mercury. We are seeing that Mercury, when Jupiter is coming to Scorpio, it is second, third, fourth, fifth. By its fifth aspect, Jupiter is aspecting Mercury. From here, that means at that age it is not possible to start learning, but it may happen if the child is very intelligent or something. He may start from home, but actual education will start from as long as Jupiter is not meeting or crossing Rahu, because Rahu is here the barrier. In this way, you need to, this is the use of progression, natal progression. Got my point? This is the use of natal progression. And it doesn't matter where Jupiter is. For example, at the time when Rahu has come here, that means Jupiter has come here, that time, if Jupiter is in transit also, then the problem will become more severe. Any question?
Sir, transit as in where, sir? I didn't get it.
Suppose now Jupiter is in Aquarius, and natal Jupiter through movement has come here just, for example. So Jupiter has come here as per natal movement, and Jupiter in transit also here in this sign. Then the problem will be severe, more severe,
For the
more serious. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
But if transiting Jupiter is in the 5th or 9th from this position, for example, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, okay. Now let's see, for example, Jupiter in transit is here. In transit, okay? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. By its 5th aspect, Jupiter is aspecting this combination. Natal Jupiter has come here, right? With Rahu, as per our natal movement. But Jupiter in transit here. Okay, let me delete it. It may confuse you. Delete this one also. Let's say Jupiter is here in transit. In transit, Jupiter is here. Okay? And in movement, in natal chart, through natal movement, Jupiter is meeting Rahu. Right? Is it clear? So
Yes.
in transit, Jupiter is aspecting the same house, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So then the matter will not be that serious. will happen. The effect will be lesser due to the benefic aspect or benefic influence of Jupiter. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was expecting from you that you should have asked me that why when Jupiter's aspect is giving good result or making the intensity less, then Jupiter's presence also should have given the same result. It should have made the intensity less. Then why it has not made the intensity less?
But it is with Rahu, and you said Rahu will create barrier.
Correct. This is the reason. In transit or anything, when Jupiter will be, passing through Rahu, then that will become, wherever it is in transit or natal movement. Whenever Jupiter will meet Rahu, it will become weak. So,
Guru.
yeah. Guru Chandra Yoga. So, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Or is there any doubt or anything? You can ask me, because this is very important part, and I will keep asking you many times throughout the course, as long as I am not seeing that you are well accustomed with this formula.